Welcome to 0 to 60.
I'm Matt McChesney. I am the owner and operator of 6-0 Football Academy and 6-0 Equipment. Played at the University of Colorado from 2004. 6 years in the National Football League on both sides of football.
I'm Matt McChesney. This is 0 to 60. That is Coach Prime. We are at the University of Colorado. Brother, thank you so much.
All right. 0 to 60. We're rolling.
Welcome to 0 to 60. I'm your host, Matt McChesney. We're down here at the lab at 6-0 Football Academy, 10470 South Progress Way here in Parker, Colorado. Check it out all over social media at 60 Academy, obviously, and 60academy.com. Bailey's on the ones and the twos. That is my good friend and special guest today, Derek Wolf, Super Bowl 50 champion, Cincinnati Bearcat great, Denver Bronco great, Baltimore Raven great, and now just being fucking Derek Wolf, man. I mean, which is also great. Pulled up in a camo cyber truck. It looks really cool. I'm going to go check it out afterwards. Look, we got a lot to talk about here today. We're going to roll for about a good hour. The comment section today, we're probably not going to answer a lot of your questions. Bailey will be on that. We'll do a little Q&A at the end. Bailey, let's pay some fucking bills and get this shit rolling.
Let's pay some bills. It's going to be a great show. This show is brought to you by BetOnline. BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform, your number one source for everything sports betting. BetOnline is every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads to bet on during the games. With the largest catalog of odds on everything from football, MLB playoffs, NHL, NBA, to even political props, head on over to BetOnline. When the game's over, head on over to BetOnline's online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker. Unwind with one of our over 150 slot games. Head to the website today. Get in on the action with America's most trusted site for online wagering. BetOnline, the game starts here. The show is also brought to you by Cherry Bundy. Cherry Bundy provides you a natural product with no added sugar using tart cherries, which are the highest antioxidant fruit or vegetable in the world. Every NFL team uses Cherry Bundy, 10 out of the last 11 Super Bowl champions, and 66 out of 67 Power 4 conference football teams. Man, Big Matt. And we are honored to have a 10-year NFL veteran Derek Wolf joining the show. We can't thank you enough for joining us. It's going to be a great show today. Big Matt, how are we feeling on this fine Friday before Colorado takes on Cincinnati tomorrow?
Man, I feel great. I always love a good college football weekend. So now that we're rivals too, we're in the same conference, dog. We're playing. This is fucking awesome. So we got a lot to talk about today. But, yeah, man, let's get into this shit and get rolling.
Let's get into it. So last night on Thursday Night Football, the Rams and the Vikings play, and there's a very controversial face mask penalty that was not called at the end of the game on Sam Darnold. They got two officials looking at it. There's multiple angles, as you can see in this angle. There's an official on the top right there looking straight at Darnold. And then if you look over here, another official staring straight at it. No call. Big Matt, Derek Wolf, your guys' thoughts on this?
You can go first.
First of all, what? When you're watching Thursday Night Football, do you see how they're circling the blitzers now?
Yeah, I do see that.
What the fuck is that?
And it's not the mic point either.
Yeah.
It's just this guy's dangerous, but that doesn't mean shit. It's just the fight technique.
Yeah, who are you doing that for?
I don't know who they do that for. I don't understand.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
The Prime broadcast?
No, I think
the Prime broadcast is a little shitty.
It's actually, I know they're trying to be different and new and whatever, but also fuck them because seriously, Amazon is a fucking racket, first of all, a giant racket. They don't pay their employees anything.
And they just bag the NFL thing, man. I mean, look, the Prime broadcast is glitchy. It stops a lot. They're trying to make it what it is. They need to fix it, in my opinion. That call, all right, look, I gambled on the game last night, okay? I put 100 on the Rams to win, the over, Williams to score, and Jefferson to score. Okay, so the first three hit, right? 90% of the money is on Minnesota and Vegas, right?
Yes.
Their home dogs usually play well. Pittsburgh was a home dog to the Jets, 37-15. See how that went. Home dogs usually play pretty well. So I took the home dog. Now, with a minute and fucking 47 seconds or something left in the game, dog, they get like Cooper Kupp runs out of bounds. The clock stops. So that's a minute 53 maybe. It was right after 2-minute warning.
Mm-hmm.
He stays in bounds, and the clock goes to maybe 50 seconds, right? Minnesota gets the ball back after a great punt. And that fucking play happens, and that's the way it ends. And we can't review it. Like, can't you review scoring plays? Isn't that a scoring play?
Scoring play. It's it's bullshit, dude.
And there are two refs.
I've been saying, I mean, how many times do I got to tell people that the league is rigged? Like, it's been rigged.
Well, like, how can they continuously do this and people keep buying it? Like,
because
people
are betting
mad
on
about this now. I don't want to. I'm not. I can't invest $5 more into this.
No,
I don't feel like I'm playing on a fair field.
No, it's dirty. It's dirty. It's corrupt. You know it is.
Like,
it's been that way. It's been like this since
the Mavs pocket, bro. I mean, look, it is what it is. You played for 10 years, right? I mean, you were part of huge games. Did you? How many swings did you see where a ref throws a flag and you're like, that's fucking bullshit?
Yeah, it's total bullshit. You could call holding every play.
Every play.
Yeah.
You know, and then like some of the pass interference calls they were throwing last night.
It's all suspect.
Yeah, it's all suspect. So it shows you that they're being told what to call, when to call it, and I don't think they should have nobody should be in their ear. These refs, they shouldn't be in anybody's ear. For them to talk to somebody, they should have to pause. Game should have to stop, time out, go to the sideline and get on a fucking phone, and then you find out what's going on.
I think
and those calls should all be recorded.
Every penalty should be reviewed.
Every single penalty.
And I don't care if it slows down the game. This has become so egregious. And it's not just at the NFL level. All right. I'm coaching the O&D line at Mount Vista. We're number 2 in the state, 8-0. We play Rock Canyon tonight. The refereeing is so atrocious.
Yeah.
It's the high school level. The college refereeing is so bad. And the NFL is just a precedent, like the refs want to be involved in the game, dude.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. Like you're not part of the game.
Yeah.
And look, I got fined like a motherfucker when I was playing. I got like $100,000 in fines. I know you got fined. I know you did. Okay, like people get fined for the dumbest shit, for your socks or a fucking you didn't wear the right thing, or you hit somebody in the knee, or you said a bad word, like
or you grazed the quarterback's head.
Yeah, like dumbest bullshit, right? So what the fuck? Are the refs just because they're part-time employees? And I think the NFL at this point does it on purpose so they don't have to have accountability in the ranks. This is egregious. Sure. Like, before you can make a bet, at this point, I think you need to know which referee crew's working. I need fucking analytics on them.
Well, think about that. I mean, you remember what it was like pre-game? Like when you're getting ready for a game, you go into the team meeting, head coach gives you the entire referee list. So you know
this guy's throwing a ton of holes.
These guys throw all these. These are the penalties that these kind of guys.
If you touch the quarterback, you're fucked.
Yeah, you're fucked. Like, don't even fucking sniff the quarterback. Like, keep your hands out of people. So he's looking for hands to the face here. He's looking for PI calls. He's looking for holding calls.
Isn't that the problem? They're looking for it.
Yeah,
they're looking for it.
Their job is to watch the game and judge. And if something happens, then you fucking throw the flag. Like I understand when it comes to like offense and defensive line, like unless it's so egregious that you have to call, but even then they won't call them. They just don't call them. Well, and then you ask a referee, I've asked so many times, how come you're not throwing a flag there? Because I'll be like, that's fine. Because I'm looking at him and he's like, I know. And I'm like, what do you mean you know? Why didn't you throw the flag? He's like, they told me not to. Huh? They tell them not to throw the flag. They don't want them stopping the game for like random holding penalties that like. But I'm like, dude, that could have been that's taking money out of my pocket. Like,
exactly. It makes the player look bad.
Yeah.
And then on the replay, everyone sees the penalty, but it doesn't matter because it doesn't get called.
Yeah.
Think about this. Did you watch San Francisco, Kansas City last weekend?
Yeah.
You saw that play by Mahomes.
Yeah.
Right? Now, look, as an offensive lineman, right, I played defensive line my whole life and got moved to O-line in the NFL like everyone knows. As an offensive lineman, I'm like, wow, that's a pretty heady play. Look at him fucking hustling. Oh, tiptoes out of bounds like Jack Sparrow and holds the ball up, and everybody's afraid to hit him. And the defensive lineman inside of me is like, why don't you just run through his fucking face and take the 15-yard penalty and the $50,000 fine, and he'll stop doing that shit.
I would. I'll tell you what.
I know you would. You wouldn't just run through his chin. Why don't guys do it? Are they really afraid of the fines?
Yeah, because the fines are it's the suspensions that come along with it.
So the fines and suspensions plus the refs, how much do you think that's contributing to the game that we're seeing right now? Because I think it's either we see a classic and it's a great game and the refs are out of it, or we see just a shit show where the refs can't stop.
Dude, the game, here's the other thing, the quality of player in the game right now, as far as hustle goes,
it's dog shit.
At a time when you have
cameras off,
you have the science behind,
cameras off.
Oh.
Fellas, yeah, cameras off. Hold on.
When did it shut off?
It just turned off just now.
I got you.
It's all good. We'll take a quick 1 minute break and be right back.
Whether it's offensive linemen as they work combos and double teams and also pass pro and punch, I think the unique physicality of this is outstanding. So much so that you can use it for your shield on punt team or as you rush in the shield. There's so many different ways that we're using it. We get better a little bit every single day, and I just wanted to say thank you because I hadn't ever thought of this, and when I saw it, it made total sense, and we're doing a great job with it. So thank you, man. Go Big Red. What this has done for us is it's allowed us to, because of the surface area, because of its firm nature, I can still strike against another player and have to use that punch just like you do on a sled. At the same time, have to time my punch because it could move. I can teach defensive linemen how to handle double teams because they can feel pressure. We can simulate contact in a safe environment in non-contact times because of this unique bag.
Welcome down here to the Lab 60 Football Academy, 60 Strength and Fitness. I am your owner and operator, Matt McChesney. I just wanted to let everybody know that 60 is now on Cameo. You can go on Cameo and request any tips for training, any offensive line, defensive line tips, recruiting tips. I get so many inquiries in my inbox on a daily basis about tips and can you look at my film and can you do this? Can you break down something for me? I'd love to. All right? It's like the Joker said, my man, right here. If you're good at something, never do it for free. So Cameo is now your bridge to 60 Football Academy. Go in, request what you want, tips, suggestions, recruiting, film, and we will make sure that you get the absolute best from the best. So check out 60 on Cameo at 60 Academy. Cameo, 60 Academy. Cameo, 60 Academy.
It's fucking incredible.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah,
All right, we're back. Sorry about all that. Man, technology and the big guy. You know how this works, dog. I got fucking sued for downloading music once. I don't know what I'm doing. So look, the Minnesota shit, that was egregious last night. The refs, they are what they are. Obviously, there's a problem. How do you fix it?
It's well, here's what's happening. If you're going to keep protecting guys, you're going to protect quarterbacks the way they are, then if he's going out of bounds like that and he's making it, if you're making it look like you're going out of bounds, then they have to blow the whistle, stop the play, because if not, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to fucking take his head off.
You have to,
and that because he's at that point he's a runner.
But are they coaching like that still, bro? There's no more Greg Williams,
They're not
defensive coordinators, right?
No, they're not coaching that way anymore.
You played for Vic. Did he coach like that? No.
But I did play for Bill Kolar, who said,
I played for Bill Kolar too. He's my first coach ever.
You know how what Bill would say? You know what he would say if a quarterback did something like that and you got the sideline, he would lose his fucking mind. He would lose his mind.
And that's I'm glad you brought up Effort and Kolar, because I remember when I got to the Rams, he would be like, I don't give a shit about anything. If you don't play hard, you will never get on the field.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
And it set the precedent immediately. Every time the play is over, sprint 30 yards to the ball and then come back to the huddle.
Yeah.
And every one of his D lines, everyone was a fucking savage.
Every one of them.
People were just fucking killing people.
Because he's like, I don't care I don't care what your skill level is. Like playing defensive line.
You gotta play hard.
It comes down to playing hard and being tough. That's what it comes down to.
Yep.
There's a lot of technique with your hands and this, you could get into that shit, but the foundation is hustle and toughness.
Be a
That's
prick.
and being
Go
a
off
dick.
some fucking
Yeah,
fun.
just be a dick.
Goddamn right. All right, so look, Minnesota, LA was what it was last night. I want my fucking $100 back. There's obviously more to talk about here. Let's move on to Josh Reynolds and playing stupid games and winning stupid prizes.
Right. Yes. So, Broncos wide receiver Josh Reynolds. Let's go ahead and read this. Josh Reynolds, another man, were injured in a shooting last Friday in Denver. After they were followed from a strip club. He was shot twice, once in his left arm and once in the back of the head. Big Matt and Derek Wolf. What are your guys' just thoughts on this? So this is an unfortunate situation. Also,
Let me take this one because I'll tell you what the fucking problem is. Here's the fucking
I
problem.
can't wait to hear
When you got these Jared Polis and Mike Johnson are fucking this whole state up. I mean, it is disgusting what's happening. You make it a sanctuary state, right? It's a sanctuary city. So you have illegal immigrants fucking flooding in here. And I mean, yeah, some of them are good, but we're talking about there's a Trent de Aragua they said it makes MS-13 look like fucking Boy Scouts.
MS-13 is bad shit.
And that's bad. So
Bad shit.
you have a gang that has a green light on Denver police officers. So do you think they give a shit about shooting some athlete?
Well, and especially Reynolds walks in there. You know the way guys go to the fucking nudie.
Yeah.
They don't go in there dressed in a sweatsuit.
No.
He went in there with, I guarantee you, with every piece of jewelry he owns on and feeling good. And they just won a game Thursday night. They got the weekend off.
Yeah.
He's with his homeboy and they're having a good time.
And these assholes are trying to make us say you can't carry a gun. They don't even want us carrying guns.
Well, he should be packing.
Well,
I'm
I'm always
guys need
packing.
to move with? Oh shit, I know that. You think guys need to move with security these days? Because Denver's more dangerous now than it has been in a long time.
It's top 10 in the country.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's very dangerous. When I said it when I first got here in 2012, it was you could leave your fucking car unlocked. You could go out downtown. Nobody would try to fight with you. It'd be no issue. Everybody was like
Cordial.
everybody was cordial. It was cool, right? Now it's like a war zone downtown. I mean, it's like The Walking Dead by the Capitol. So, I mean, I don't know. Who thought going to Shotgun Willie's would get you fucking shot these days? You know?
Well, look, I remember Herm Edwards, my first coach ever, said, look, if you're out past 1 o'clock in the morning, something bad's bound to happen the longer you are. So that's the first thing. But at the same time, Reynolds isn't his fault here. He's a victim.
Yeah, he didn't do anything
he
wrong.
Shit wrong. He went to the fucking strip club.
He's a young player.
Guys have done. Shotgun Willie's been around for fucking ever. This isn't anything new. And he had a good time, and they targeted his ass and followed him. And look, I find the whole car breaking down thing really suspicious. Like, did they see his homeboy or him walk to the car and walk back in, and they targeted the car and somehow sabotaged it so it would break down? When he broke down on I-25, that's when they pulled up behind him and shot at him.
I guarantee it. Look, dude, these guys are walking around with 100 grand in jewelry on them at least.
At least, dog.
So,
I mean, it's shine time.
Yeah. And then he's in there fucking throwing cash.
Yep.
I mean, it's probably, they're like, oh, he's got money on him. He's got diamonds on him. He's got gold on him.
And then
it's over.
Look, John Morant got caught with obviously shotgun really stupid crazy shit. But I don't know if I can really be mad at guys for carrying guns anymore.
You shouldn't be. I mean, it's your Second Amendment right.
Yeah,
like as an American, that's part of like the culture here. You're supposed to be like, if you're an American citizen,
I got guns.
You're supposed to be allowed to carry a weapon to defend yourself. Right. So if somebody tries to take something from me, they better be willing to die.
What's the NFL policy these days on firearms? I know you can't have them.
You just can't take them into the facility. Yeah, you can't take them in the facility.
Other than that, it's
yeah, but other than that,
especially if you got carry conceal and all that.
Yeah, especially when you have your concealed carry. If you do everything legal, like you should be fine.
Don't take it on the plane.
Yeah, don't. You shouldn't. You don't need it though. Like you don't need it when you're at the facility. You don't need it when you travel.
We don't need it on the plane.
Yeah, so like, and that's the thing. Like you're going to tell a guy, oh, he shouldn't be going out. Like, what do you mean he should be going out?
That's not realistic.
It's not. You have to like
bullshit. Why do we have to? Why as Americans? Why does Josh Reynolds, as a tax-paying American citizen, NFL football player, who God knows how much of his check goes to Uncle Sam. Why the fuck does he have to stay inside?
Half of it goes to Uncle Sam.
Why does he have to go inside?
Because
why does he have to just stay inside?
Because all these asylum seekers need to be able to just fucking run rampant and do whatever they want.
It's
what do you mean?
Bullshit, dude. Well, I'm glad he's up. I'm glad they didn't kill him because getting shot in the head and then being able to walk away from that's some tough shit. So Josh Reynolds, we hope that you get better, brother. That's fucking scary shit. All right.
No.
We got a big one this weekend. All right.
Yep.
This son of a bitch is going to be on the other sideline. I'm going to be on the other sideline. We might meet at the 50 at halftime. WWE, this motherfucker. Cincinnati, Colorado, 8:15 on ESPN, primetime game in Folsom. You ever been to Folsom before?
No.
Oh, dog. This is going to be fucking awesome.
I'm
Folsom
excited.
Night is so dope.
It's going to be good.
Y'all are 5-2.
Yeah.
We're 5-2. One loss in conference each. Both of the teams were picked to finish. I think CU was 11th or 12th. Cincinnati was 13th or 14th. They were right next to each other in the rankings preseason, which doesn't mean dick, but still.
Yeah.
They picked BYU to finish 16th. Fucking BYU's first. So this has the potential, in my opinion, to be a really great game.
I think it has the potential to be a great rivalry.
Fuck yeah, man.
So it has to be. We'll see though. I mean,
Look,
as long as there's no blowout going on and it's a competitive game, and there's and the players are going to be jacked up. It's a primetime game.
You guys getting blown out. You in your two losses, you lost by a point at Pittsburgh. They're undefeated. They picked off McCord last night 5 times in the first half for 3 fucking touchdowns. Holy shit, dog! Could you play worse? In the first half,
Yeah.
Syracuse's quarterback 5 picks.
Yeah, I saw that.
Ooh, bad. 3 tutties return. That's bad.
3 pick sixes in the first half.
That's terrible. Fuck. So that's obviously a really fucking tight loss that hurts. Losing by a fucking point. I've done that before. So, and then they go to Texas Tech and shootout 44-41. You lost your 2 games by fucking 5 points or 4 points, dog.
Yeah.
You could easily be undefeated and be the number 1 in the Big 12.
Yeah.
So just look, you played in Cincinnati. You're a fucking proud Bearcat. The legacy of players there. Everybody knows the kind of fucking guy that's at Cincinnati. Coleon, the big nose tackle. Talk about your team here a little bit and let Colorado Buffaloes know what they're in for.
Man, Cincinnati. So especially in Ohio, right? So in Colorado, CU is the team.
That's it.
Right.
Yep.
And then you got Colorado State, which
little brothers.
Yeah, it's like a little brother, right? So we are always been that little brother to Ohio State. So it's always Ohio State and then Cincinnati. So we always have played with a chip on our shoulder.
Why is it that Ohio State was the only Power 5, Power 4 school in Ohio?
Because they had control,
right?
They controlled it that way. Yeah, and then it's them, and then we were in the Big East when I was there.
That's right.
And then and the Big East was a pretty good conference. We'd go to BCS games and everything, and it was all good. But we got skipped over all the time.
So who was your conference? It was Cincinnati, West
Virginia, Pitt. It used to be Miami, and then Syracuse.
Was Virginia
Louisville?
School?
No, it wasn't. It was at one point, but then it moved to the ACC. But
Boston College.
BC used to be. Then they moved to ACC. And we got overlooked, and then we had all those good years, and then they, instead of moving us into a bigger conference, which they did with Louisville and Syracuse, and I'm like, dude,
they left you behind.
They left them behind and put them in the American Conference or whatever, right? Because they were in Conference USA, then Big East, and then so they were building up, and then you drop them back down for what? So now that we're in the Big 12, it's always the problem is it's always going to be hard to raise money there. Mm-hmm. That's going to be the issue that we have. But I think it's gonna even out. I mean, the donors just aren't there. Ohio State has the donors. So if you have an option to go to Cincinnati or Ohio State, most guys, when I was playing, when I was getting recruited, and I had offers from both schools, I went to Cincinnati because that fit my personality more. The personality was
played with the Kelsey brothers and Patrick Coyne, who's not here unfortunately. Pat runs Black Sheep Performance. When he just got done playing, he was quarterback at Cincinnati back in the day. He got hurt. He moved out here, and we worked together for a good 2.5, 3 years before he moved back to Cincinnati. Black Sheep's now a monster out there. I wish he was here, but still awesome that the guys that you played with, so much fun. I mean, were you on that team that played Florida?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were on the team that played Florida.
I was a starter. Right? I was a nose guard.
Yeah, so just Brian Kelly and the excellence of Cincinnati for so long. And then what they just got done doing, making the playoff, bro. This is a big time fucking program.
Yeah, the problem is that if Luke Fickell stays there, it's that's the problem. You don't have the fucking money to pay somebody to stay. We didn't have the money to pay Brian Kelly to stay. We didn't have the money to pay Butch Jones to stay. We didn't have the money to pay D'Antonio to stay before that. So it's it's been a stepping stone.
Do you think Satterfield in the Big 12, look, last year, obviously getting into the Big 12, cutting your teeth. Obviously, in the second year, it's Last year was lose small, right?
Yeah,
This year's win small. Now they're 5-2. Next year's fucking win big.
exactly.
I mean, look, that's the thing about this conference is I understand there's just like 6 original Big 8 teams in it with CU coming back. But Kansas State, I think Kansas State's the best team. They don't have the best record, and they only lost to BYU. I think the entire conference song is super fucking wide open, not only for this year, but the future. Like if you can recruit, especially in a hotbed, Cincinnati, Ohio, and you have access to the South, you got access to Michigan, you got access to Ohio, like the fucking hunting grounds for goddamn college football players.
Yeah, Cincinnati recruits.
Blow the fuck up.
Yeah, Cincinnati recruits Ohio hard. They recruit Michigan hard. They recruit Kentucky hard. They recruit Western PA really hard. So like that area is filled with
ton of blue collar, hard working fucking monsters too.
Yeah, so you're getting those guys. Cincinnati high school football is fucking excellent. You know what I mean? So what happens is Cleveland guys usually go to Ohio State, and then you can get those Cincinnati guys to like, because there's a lot of pride there. You know what I mean? And the campus is so badass. It's like right there on
campus.
Your
boy Desmond Ritter?
Yeah.
When he got the job with the Raiders?
Yeah.
And like that, I was really like, wow, this motherfucker's he's badass.
Yeah,
like,
man.
I really hope he gets another opportunity.
I hope he does too.
When you see that kind of emotion out of somebody, now I know how that feels. Like every player knows what that feels like, whether it's when you're done playing or when you lose your opportunity to play. It's like somebody dies.
Yeah.
So to see him so vulnerable in that situation, like that's the kind of shit you're looking for. He was the quarterback on the undefeated playoff team.
Yeah.
So look, talk to me about Coleon, the Godfather.
Oh, he's a dog, man. He's huge.
Our offensive line, we might be playing a new center. The 2 guards have been good, not great. Seaton, our left tackle, is a freshman. He's been fucking balling his ass off. But the offensive line has had its struggles in the past. They've gotten a lot fucking better under Coach Lodeholt, obviously a 10-year pro in himself. But I don't know if we played a guy like Coleon yet. Like, he's a fucking monster.
Yeah, he's a monster, man. He's got a potential to be a first-rounder. Like, I think he's going to be good in the league, too. He's not just one of those guys that's, like, good in college and is not going to translate because he's got the frame. You know what I mean?
He's just a fucking beast.
Yeah, and he's a great dude. Like, he's a good dude.
And what a fucking great goddamn nickname. I mean, you're Jesus.
Well, it's his real last name.
No, it's awesome.
It's so perfect.
Fucking the Godfather, dog. I mean, so when you're looking at this, I know you're a defensive lineman, but still the trench is the trench. How would you block him?
I mean, you got to double him.
The whole game.
Yeah.
Trap him and
you have to. Yeah, you got to
fucking 100 different looks.
You got to trap him. You got to wham because he's going to hold the point no matter what. You know what I mean? He's going to get knocked back. If you one-on-one him, he's going to knock that. He's going to change the line of scrimmage every play.
And we were just looking at the body bag commercial with Matt Rule and Terrence Knighton, obviously a great friend of yours and the next teammate. He reminds me of Knighton a lot. Like fucking big as shit, long,
good feet,
just fucking good feet, can run, like really get after your ass at the point of attack. Like I think he's going to be a fucking hell of a pro as well. And that's going to be like if we're talking about points to the game, Bailey. That has got to be the number one point of emphasis offensively is you better deal with the big guy because there's a difference between a 245-pound defensive end landing on you from the side, okay? And the difference is he's 320, and he's going to hit you vertically.
And that's what they got. So he's probably really like 330, 340.
But like playing three technique, when you win inside on a guard, your path to the quarterback is through his chest.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to hit this motherfucker in the teeth.
Yeah.
The defensive end's coming around the corner. A lot of it's dragged down and kind of land on him. You could just destroy a quarterback if you hit it fucking vertically. And that's what worries me in this game with this kid.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's going to push the pocket, too. That pocket's not going to be clean. You know, it's never going to be a clean pocket for him.
So Shador's going to have to move, and they're going to have to really run the ball out of it.
It's always, but you know how it is, man. It always comes down to who wins the fucking trenches.
Yep.
Whoever wins the trenches usually wins the game. And it doesn't matter what game it is, what level of football it is. High school, elementary school. If the defensive line, I mean, you see these like 5U or 15U kids dominating because they have a D lineman that just like is relentless.
You're telling me before the fucking show that you're coaching your daughter's 5-year-old soccer team?
Yeah, 5-year-old soccer. And she's relentless. Like
tell everybody how you motivated the team and what the score of the game was.
Yes.
We're talking about the trench real quick. Just listen to this.
So we were winning we were up 14-0 in the first half. and it was halftime, and the girls are sitting there and they're eating, having like their little juice box and whatever. And
Shit.
the girls are like, Coach Derek, are we winning? And I was like, yeah, we're winning, but that doesn't mean we take our foot off their necks. And my wife comes over and goes like, you have to let the other team score a goal. I was like, no, absolutely no, absolutely not. And I told Roxy, my daughter, I said, hey, let him try to let him score a goal. So Roxy, she was like, okay. Immediately she goes, takes the ball from the girl, knocks her over, and runs down and scores a goal.
Yep.
And then on the next one, let her score. I was like, I love it.
15-1.
Yeah, it's 15-1. And then I was like, all right, they got their one goal. Don't let them score again. They were like, all right.
The trench is synonymous with the person, not necessarily the game.
Exactly.
If we were basketball players, the trench would be the post.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
All right. So, look, Bailey, I know you got a couple of questions here for Derek and I on Cincinnati and Colorado. So we'll let you take over the Q&A part of this, and we'll just fire back and forth.
Yeah, let's get into it and really break down this game. Matt, I mean, Cincinnati's running back has rushed for more yards than Colorado as a whole team. So they have another hell of a back. So this is another test for Colorado's defensive line, the law firm and the linebackers of Hill, Green, and Bentley, and this defense led by Coach Livingston. How do you think Colorado needs to shut down this run game this week?
Well, look, I'm not going to say the quarterback is the weak link because that's not true on a 5-2 football team. Mm-hmm. But I would try and make the passing game beat us.
One-dimensional. Make them one-dimensional.
You got to make them one-dimensional, especially on the fucking road. And if Cincinnati's coming off a bye, so they watched Colorado carve up Arizona, right? Yep. I don't know how good Arizona is a week later. We'll see. I'm not trying to discredit it. I'm saying if I'm Cincinnati, I'm watching Kansas State and what they did coming in at 8:15 p.m. on ESPN, national, same exact setup.
Ironically, yeah.
Right? And they came in and they had what? 35 minutes time possession. We had 20. They had 290 yards rushing. We had negative 20 fucking 9 yards rushing.
Yeah.
Oh. And it was still what? 31-28, right?
Yeah.
And CU arguably should have won the game. Now,
big playability.
Play,
and that's what the game comes down to.
Yeah, that's exactly what it comes down to.
If Cincinnati can control the clock with their run game and move the ball, because CU just doesn't have a run game. Like they really don't have.
They have gotten a lot better when they commit to it.
Yeah, but that's not. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not their like bread and butter. You know what I mean? And that's where a hard-nosed football team that runs the ball it can wear you the fuck down.
Well, it's just like in the other game too. If you can run the ball at people and you can control the time of possession, you do that in practice. So that means your defensive line is conditioned to it as well. So look, this is the perfect test for CU and for Cincinnati.
Yeah,
on both sides. Yeah. If you look at it, can Cincinnati cover Shedeur and the wide receivers and the explosive aspects of Colorado, especially Travis Hunter coming back? Mm-hmm. And then can CU man up on defense and play hard-nosed run defense and keep Cincinnati to 2.5, 3 yards a carry instead of 4.5, 5 yards a carry? Because they're going to run the ball. And I think CU is going to run the shit out of the ball too because, number one, there's been so much fucking put on it. Like, I called them out 15 times. People are everywhere like, just run the fucking ball. Think about it like this. Super Bowl 50, 2015. Peyton is still Peyton, but he's not healthy. I mean, everyone knows it. I mean, fuck, it's not. It's history now. You guys ran the fuck out of the rock.
Yeah, because you control the clock.
You control it, and you support your Hall of Fame quarterback, and your defense plays well, and you win a Super Bowl. And I'm all about saying, I think Shedeur is the best player at his position in the country. And if he's supported through the run game, like imagine if he had Kansas State's run game and the clock. Imagine if he had Cincinnati's run game and controlled the clock.
Which is I'm surprised he does because they have a good offensive lineman going there. Like, how many guys have you sent up there?
Well, we've sent to CU in the last 15 years probably 30.
Yeah. See, I mean,
so like
you got tough guys.
And
so.
they are good. Jordan Seaton, I think in 3 years is the first pick in the draft. That's just the way those left tackles go.
Yeah.
The other four guys, Zelenkus is a Cherry Creek product. He's from right down the street. Cash Cleveland is another IMG kid that plays next to Brett Coolidge, who's the best lineman in the country this year. Another Dungeon family guy. So there's a lot of familiarity there, and they've gotten a lot better. But it's more the commitment from the coaching staff and Coach Prime walking in to your boy Pat Schumer, who I never played for Pat, but I know you were in the building when he was there, correct?
No,
you weren't there.
No.
Okay, so look, what's your opinion on Pat then, as a ex-defense player in the league, maybe getting ready for his teams, because he had to be like almost forced to really run the football, and when they do it, they're pretty fucking good. When they don't do it, it's all on Shador.
Well, that's the problem. Listen, everything is based off the run. Like every offense should be like, hey, what does our run game look like today? So like,
And change it consistently,
and guess
right?
what? They're too quick to pull away from it, because at the end of dude, you know how it is. You take on a fucking double team so many times, they're gonna get you. They're eventually gonna get you. Like
That's
you might
why
beat
I've
it two
been
or three
saying
times,
this forever.
but on that fourth one,
especially in college defense.
yeah.
Think about like an NFL defense. We'll shut you down. You might break one, but our hustle will get there if we're pretty solid against the run. But a college defense, they can play great one play, and the next play, the look could fucking confuse them, and the kid's making a mistake, and there's a gash,
a huge gap, right? And I see a lot of defensive linemen not playing sound up front now because
they don't know how to fucking read keys.
They don't know how to read keys. They're just fucking running upfield. Everything's pass rush because that's where the money's at. They don't want to play any fundamental football.
But I don't think it is. I think that's where the money's at in NIL. But you know damn well, if you can't fucking read a key, you don't know what the postman is.
You're not going to last.
You don't know how to fucking play a double team. You're not tenacious. You can't play the run in the NFL. You're fucked.
Especially the way the NFL is going now.
Because now they're running the ball.
Run heavy now.
Yes.
Like it started switching. I mean, it had that little transition for like 2012. 2013 was like heavy pass. And then 2015, 16, and 17, it turned into like this more of a run game. And then the Eagles came, and the Eagles were just fucking pounding people in 2018.
I like that.
It's starting to transition.
People are always like, "Oh, it's a throwing league," and I'm like, "It's not."
It's not though, and it transitions, right? So if defensive linemen are starting to get bigger and bigger and bigger because they got smaller because it was a pass heavy game. So they wanted pass rushers, right? So now what's happening? It's like, oh, they got these little guys. We'll just fucking move them out of the way. Did I see even like that the three technique from Minnesota, who I think's a good player, Phillips? You know what I'm talking about? Number 97.
Phillips,
He's a big fucking dude. But even him, like I see him getting fucking put like, dude. Never in my career did I get not one time did I ever get moved more than 2-3 yards. Like we're going to the ground before that.
Guys get lifted these days.
Yeah, they get fucking lifted and carried off, and they're good players. It's because they're not like. There's no pride there to like stop the run. It's like, oh, we gave up a couple runs. Like to us, it was like if they were over 2.5 yards of carry, we fucked up. Like,
and you had Bill Kohler.
Yeah, like they need to be
fucking good enough.
Yeah, like a zero gain. A zero gain is like if you hold them to like half a yard carry, that's doing your fucking job. You know.
Hey, so okay, I got a question here, Bailey. Before you get into to closing this up, how long have we been going? Like 40 minutes.
40 minutes.
20 more minutes. Warren Sapp and Damian Lewis. I played with Damian in St. Louis for the short time I was there before I got West Nile virus. That was awesome. I never played with Sapp. Obviously, he was an old head when I was a rook. But I think he's maybe the best three technique from a pass rush perspective and just a dog ever. Like he's one of the top five.
Yeah, John Randall to me is.
I fucking love John Randall.
To me, John Randall's just the fucking
John Randall, their number one.
Yeah, and then it's John Randall, and then I'd say Warren Sapp. It's like
Randall's
right there.
Aaron Donald.
Aaron Donald's. Well, I think Aaron Donald's was even better than John Randall.
Aaron Donald's a fucking animal.
Yeah, he was a fucking animal.
I think like two of those three guys are under 6 foot.
Yeah.
And I love Coach like, well, he doesn't fit the frame, and I'm like, but he's got fucking heart. And it just like how I love watching Howie Long when I was a kid. Warren Sapp now has David Lewis is the defensive line coach, right? Played at the U, was a first rounder, played in the NFL a long time. Even Coach Lewis will say he's not Coach Sapp. Coach Sapp's the first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Dog, can you imagine being in college and you walk into the defensive line room? My defensive line coach in college was Chris Wilson, who won a Super Bowl with the Eagles as their D-line coach. Has been a fucking defensive coordinator everywhere. He played in Oklahoma, never played in the league, but is an amazing coach. Dog, if I walk in and that's sitting there like, I'm gonna teach you how to fuck people up. I'm like, I find up for this
dude.
shit?
That is. I'm glad you touched on it because. So you remember Steve Stripling? He was a Buffalo. So that was my D-line coach my second 2 years at Cincinnati.
For real.
And I was like, if I would have had this motherfucker the first 2 years, my game would have been so much better.
Isn't it crazy what a good coach is?
And it happens in the NFL too. Like people underestimate how shitty the coaching actually is.
It's because the good old boys fucking league.
Exactly.
It's like, I hired my friend instead of hiring the coach that's good.
Like my rookie year, I love the guy, but our coach was a fucking quarterback in college. Like he didn't know fucking dick
As
about
a defensive lineman.
Yes, he was a quarterback in college.
What?
And they had him coaching the D line.
I remember when I signed with Denver and I walked in, Rick Dennison was my offensive line coach, and Rick played linebacker.
Yeah,
and like he used to be like, "Are we lined up right?" And we're like, "Are you asking or are you telling us?"
Yeah, and that's why in my fourth season in the NFL, I finally had a good. Bill Kollar comes in, and my fucking people are like, "Oh, why did this game skyrocket like that?" Because I had a good fucking coach. Mm-hmm. Because I'm a coachable guy. Like I want to be coached. So like I don't want to be told everything's fucking great all the time. Like tell me when I'm fucking up and tell me what I can do better and make me better. And that's what Kollar did. He made me better. And Steve Stripling, I fucking love that guy because he taught me how to. Dude,
awesome.
He was such a fucking great coach, man. Like he was like a Kollar type of guy, but like technique. He taught me how to play with my hands. He taught me how to like create angles on guys. Fucking strike every play. We used to hit that buckboard every fucking day. You know what I mean? We hit sleds every day, and then you just lock people out. Like he always used to be a component of when I hit an offense, when I fucking make contact with an offensive lineman and I lock him out, I want to see his head fucking do that.
Absolutely.
You know?
It's got to be the most physical moment of the game.
Yeah.
Because look, when I got moved to offense, I remember Bill Callahan, the great Bill Callahan. Thank God, he was my first offensive line coach ever. I was freaking out, and I'm like, "Fuck!" I remember walking in, and it was the last guy cut after my second season, and I was pissed. Right? I thought I had a good camp. I was on the active the year before, and I was like, "This is fucking bullshit."
It's a numbers thing.
And I was bullshit. We moved from over/under front to an odd front, so they kept more outside linebackers, and they were cutting interior defensive linemen. And I was the guy cut. And I come in and I sit down. And Bill Callahan was the head coach in Nebraska in 2004 when I was a senior at CU. So he watched me play three technique. And I remember in the third quarter, they had a quarterback named Joe Daly. Poor guy. We fucked him up bad that day. But he's like running out of bounds, and I ear hole his ass. And I get a 15-yard penalty, and Bill's like, "That's uncalled for." I'm like, "Fuck you, Bill." And football works, right?
Yeah.
So two years later, he's the O-line coach, and he used to walk by me in stretch lines for OTAs and training camp when I was playing defense and be like, "You make a hell of an offensive lineman." And I'd be like, "You're just fucking with me." Like back and forth, right? So I'm the last guy cut, dog, and he brings me up, and it's Bill, Tannenbaum, and Mangini. And they go, and Bill just looks at me and goes, "So we got a question. Do you want to play defense or do you want a job?" And I was like, "Job." And he goes, "We want you to move to guard center." And I was like, "Cool." And he goes, you need to call your agent?" And I was like, "Nope, the trench is the trench." And Bill looked at me and goes, "Now you know the snap count." He's like, "Go play as hard as you play on defense, on offense, and you'll achieve everything you want to." And I was like, "Cool." So I get the playbook, right? And it's like this thick.
Yeah, it's fun.
Like, fuck. Oh my God. What am I going to do? I play nose tackle, three technique.
I'm used to see ball, get
exactly, ball. Exactly. Like, B-gap. Got it. So, fuck. I walk in and I'm like, "Coach, I don't, do I have to know each box?" And he's like, "No." And he hands me 5 pieces of paper. And it's the same cheat sheet that I give the kids here. Same shit that's on the wall in the fucking film room. And he goes, "I'll teach you how to package this shit together so you can just play fast, so everything looks the same. You already know what the defense is doing, bro." And fucking football just like the lights came on.
Well, it's you probably did the same thing on defense.
Why didn't my defensive line coaches ever teach me what the offense was actually doing? Why am I always reacting? You know what I'm saying? And it makes me a good coach now because I can teach an offensive lineman exactly what the 3 technique, 5 techniques is doing.
Yeah, and what they're thinking and what they're looking for.
The guard be like, "Now I know exactly what this guy needs to do to this guy." It's fucking awesome, bro.
Well, that's why Kollar was so great because Kollar was the first coach to really he was the first coach in the league to show me hey, there's only so many blocks you're going to get. It's a copycat league. Everybody runs the same shit. You're getting deuced. You're getting BBB, which means they're fucking going down, and you just fucking play back into the tackle and go make the play.
If it's a B block,
yeah, you just go. You don't have to. Don't like run with the guy. They're trying to make you run. Don't give them what they want. Like you have to understand what they're trying to do.
Force when they run this way, pressure.
Yeah.
Because like 4 techniques, you know this because you make God knows how many backside tackles. If the front side locks down their gaps, the 4 technique in the not front is making a ton of fucking tackles.
Yeah, because that's their goal is to cut it back. And I would
play
play
fucking read game with Vaughn where you used to run up and like grab the tackle and bump on the corner.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, oh, sack.
Yeah, it was a sack every fucking time. It didn't matter. So that's the other thing. 3 technique. As a 3 technique, if that guard takes off running, don't chase him.
It's fucking bootleg.
Billy used to call it a stiff arm. Well, stiff arm the tackle and fucking shuffle down the line, stay square, and then wait and see what happens with the ball. You know, because like if the running back is taking the ball and going that way, you just boom, go make the play. You know, but what a lot of times what happens is that tackle's trying to wash you down, so you just play stout, and when that cutback comes, you're right there. He runs right into you.
Hey, so what would you do against Shedeur in this Colorado offense? I mean, because look, they're going to try and run the football, and if they can do it if they can get 25 carries in, and they go for 85, 90 yards, 100 yards, they're happy with that. That's their way of controlling the game. But it revolves around 2 guys that I think are going to be in the Heisman conversation if they keep winning.
Yeah.
Playing against great quarterbacks. I mean, you're the defensive coordinator of Cincinnati. What are you throwing at Shedeur and Travis Hunter and Wester and all
the thing about Shedeur is really good at extending plays.
He's awesome at it.
So that to me, I'm trying to keep him in the pocket. So on a quarterback there, this is a stripling thing that I never lost. A lot of coaches don't coach it, but a quarterback, all 4 guys that are rushing have a fucking point on that quarterback, and that point never gets outside of you, right? So the right end has the back shoulder, the left end has the inside shoulder, and the 3 techniques have the chest, or the inside guys have
the vertical
chest. Yeah. So that never gets outside of your box. So if you keep him in the pocket, so we did this with Josh Allen. Josh Allen, when we played them in the playoffs in 2020 when I was with Baltimore, Coach Wink was like, hey, I know this sounds fucking great. Oh, I love him. But he was like, hey, he's like, listen, I know you're going to fucking hate this, but don't pass rush. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, just fucking push the pocket. He's like, don't, because he's hard as fuck to tackle, right? So like, and you can't land on him, and she's a pain in the ass to get down. And his offensive line knows where to push you to where he can like escape. So to make him stay in there. And he was right. He's like, he can't fucking throw from the pocket because he's like used to getting out. He trains and practices getting out of the pocket and making these crazy throws out of the pocket. He hates it in there.
He hates it.
And we held him to under 200 yards passing in that whole fucking game. Because, they had like 200 yards of offense, 240 yards total of offense.
So would you just shell and let them complete passes?
Just try to bat ball. Just keep your hands up and bat balls.
So instead of trying to rush them inside,
just push.
Cincinnati's playing a 3-man front, but they, 3-man front. They're walking down that outside linebacker.
You're running fire zones.
Backside.
Yeah, you're running fire zones.
A lot of 5-0s to create one-on-ones. A lot of fucking movement, especially with big man inside. Is it just going to be, can the offensive line really find that 4th defender and we got to slide correctly and just, I don't know if it's as easy as just picking it up though.
I think the key to stopping
Shedeur up, he usually gets better when he gets hit, but the only way to beat him is to hit him.
Yeah. I think you have to hit him with the ball in his, and you can't make sure the ball's in his fucking hand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then create like bad passes. The problem is he's got a guy like Travis Hunter.
Who's a fucking
an animal.
Let me ask you, have you ever seen a unicorn like this before?
No, I've never seen one that's like this.
And if I'm talking Heisman, it's Gentry, obviously, the Boise State running back who's a dog. The Army quarterback, Bryson Daly's an animal. I'd say Shedeur, Travis, and then Dylan Gabriel, probably the 5 in New York.
Yeah.
But Travis, bro, look, I practiced both ways for a long time. I never played fucking 145 snaps in a game on every snap on defense and offense.
I only did that in high school.
Was the best fucking player.
Yeah, I only did that in high school, and that was like.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
No, never. And at the level he's playing at too.
You think he can do it in the league?
Why would you though?
Okay, so I haven't heard that answer yet.
I think what he say yes or no. Well, if I'm him, whatever he's better at, right? If he's a better defensive back, if you had to be like, okay, what's he better at, right? What's he the best at? So you use him as a defensive back, you let him return kicks, right? and then you let him go in on. You have packages set up for him.
Something on
And
the field.
and the best thing about him is like, hey, he can go make the play, but he's also when he's on the field, everybody's like, oh fuck, they're paying attention to him, and that creates opportunities
You
for
know
other
what?
guys.
That really makes a lot of sense too, because I don't know. Look, I know every offensive lineman that's worth the shit is playing every snap. The quarterback's playing every snap, but the backs don't play every snap. The backs are rotating in like fucking hotcakes. The receivers rotate in like hotcakes.
Yeah.
Whenever CD Lamb makes a fucking catch, he goes, off. Somebody else come in.
Yeah.
So that makes total sense.
Well, then that's going to be
defense.
interesting. It's going to be interesting how you negotiate his contract at that point, because it's like
presence in all.
that's what I'm saying. If you're okay, so now if I'm playing a percentage of snaps on offense, right? So I'm playing 80% of snaps on defense. I'm playing 10% of snaps on special teams because I'm just a returner, and then I'm playing 25-30% of snaps on offense.
That's a lot of percent.
That's a lot of percent, right? You're above 100%. So now, if the fucking going rate for the best, if he's like a top 5 corner in the league,
which
you know what I mean?
think he will be,
which I 1,000% believe he will be,
no doubt.
but he's also probably a top 10, top 15 receiver in the league.
Receivers make more, right, Bailey?
Huh?
The receivers make more, like the market for receivers.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now you're talking about, okay, he's going to be paid like a fucking quarterback.
Oh my god, dude!
Like you're going to pay him like a quarterback.
Yeah.
And that's what worries me is that they're going to fuck him. They're going to fuck him over.
Fuck him.
Yeah,
there's no doubt.
they're gonna fuck him over, and he's gonna have. But if he comes into
getting fucked in the NFL, like everybody.
Well, he's gonna get fucked on his rookie contract no matter what. Everybody does, right? We all get fucked on our rookie contract.
How do you feel about that, bro?
I think it's bullshit. I think
I played in an era where Jake Long, when I was with Miami, was the #1 pick and got $78 million up front or some shit.
Yeah,
I was really happy for him. He was a hell of a player. But then, I don't know when did the bonus baby
in
era
2011.
Start? And when were you a rookie?
2012.
Them motherfuckers.
So 2011 was Vaughn was the second pick. He lost like 40 extra million.
So he was the first year.
He was the first year. Cam and Vaughn,
yeah. Two bonus baby, bonus babies.
Yeah.
Slotted draft picks.
Yeah.
And you were the first pick of the second round. You were Broncos' first rounder because we didn't have a first rounder, right?
Yeah.
And that was second round.
Well, it's bullshit because what they do is they slot it to comparison of like the guy last year at that same pick. It doesn't even matter position. Because I was the same pick as Kaepernick the year before.
That's limiting earning potential.
Yeah, so they based my salary and my signing bonus and everything off of what Kaepernick got the year before.
Why do you think the players agreed to that shit?
Because it's the same the last CBA, half of the guys didn't even fucking vote.
That's fucking nuts, D.
Half of them didn't vote. And we had them by the dick and balls because it was COVID and all that other bullshit came in. We could have said, fuck off. And they're getting ready to look at the TV deals they have now. Their TV deals are fucking outrageous.
Like, I remember Casey Wigman played center for the Broncos one of the years I was there. And he had been playing, I think he was on year 14, and he was still making $900,000.
Yeah.
And it was like, I thought that the entire point of all this, like, capping shit and all was to pay the veterans more, and they didn't do it. They went and fucking kept all the money, the scumbags.
Yeah, they keep it. It's fucking bullshit, man. And
that's
what worries me about Travis is that they're gonna fuck him. He's gonna get on a team, and they're not gonna use him at his full potential, right? Like
much of where it goes too, right?
And now guys stay healthier now because like they've made the game safer.
The practice isn't a fucking war zone every day either.
Yeah, their practices are easier. They're fucking everything's there's.
You think that's good though? I enjoyed the
physicality
of it.
Well, I love a physical practice.
I didn't know the difference though.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Everything was just fucking go the whole time.
Well, yeah, because we used to have 2 full padded practices.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And then and then I go to college and we had 2 full padded practices. Then like my last 2 years they got rid of it, and I was like, this is fucking weird. Weird. Like, what do you mean? We're just gonna go do what? Walk through? What the fuck do you mean? I'm not putting my stinky ass pads back on? Like, and then you go out.
What shirts? What the fuck is this?
And then when I got to the league, I was like, oh, this isn't that fucking bad, you know. And then now it's even easier. So it's like you can extend your career. And then the way
the fucking play on the line is so bad sometimes though too because
they're not calloused.
Really,
they're not calloused.
That's what I was gonna say. There's no fucking callous anymore. anymore.
Yeah, and they're just like they're fucking babied, and
That's why
I like NIL because guys can earn money, but they also fucking get an ego about themselves. Because the guy, think about how bad rookies are gonna. Think about a rookie I came in the league, I had $7 in my fucking name, and I got drafted, and I had some cash, and I was like, fuck yeah,
yes.
But I can imagine a kid now. He's been making $7 million a year for the last fucking 4 years in college.
I wish it was like that. That would be awesome. But look, Shador's making $5 million.
That's what I'm saying. He's going to have $20-30 million in cash when he leaves college.
Bummer. That's a real bummer.
At minimum, he's going to have $10 million.
Oh fuck, man! Football is.
That means he can never play again and just like dividend wise live off of $500,000 a year and never touch his
principal. It's a good thing he's a Sanders though, because Deion's like, look, you know where the real bag's at. I bet you he's a $300 million player at one point.
Well, that's what. Eventually these quarterbacks are going to be making $400 million.
He needs to dictate where he goes though too. Like I don't know if Travis is going to be able to dictate where he goes. But if I'm Shador, if I get drafted by like the Titans or I get drafted by the fucking Jaguars or some shit, I don't know, dog. Like you're gonna have.
Well, it's like anything, man. Because any business, shit rolls downhill. So what does it look like? I want to meet the president of the team. I want to know how they run their operations. If I'm a quarterback,
especially if you're the first round quarterback,
yeah. Like, and these guys are like, especially, yeah. If you're the first fucking quarterback taken, I want to go.
But then again,
people have been doing this
by the Commanders or the Redskins, or I call them the Redskins.
Yeah, but they sold off and they sold it. They got a whole new fucking. They did a whole regime change. Like
That's
everything's changed. So they're fucking running. Things are getting run the right way. You know, it's people wonder why Dallas can't get it together. You know why? Because Dallas is Dallas is fucked because all that Jerry Jones cares about is fucking Jerry World. It's the guys that play there are like, dude. You're trying to fucking go to practice, and they got fucking tourists walking through the fucking building. Like, but Shador, you have to have guys that are okay with that.
So Shador went to a Vegas Aces game, right? Watch the women playing the playoffs, and you know the fucking what's his name? Davis, the owner of the Aces. So him and his fucked up haircut, and he walks up to him on the sideline and he's like, hey, you know, you're going to be our future here. You're going to be our quarterback. If Shador goes to the Raiders, that could be a bad fit. The Raiders fuck up everything, bro.
They do.
I'm reading shit like
but they have Tom Brady. That
would be dumb as fuck. Please trade him to Denver.
Yeah, trade him to fucking Denver. Are you kidding me? If I was Max, I would try to get traded to the Lions right now. But I think that Tom Brady
he wants to leave. I think Max is a loyal motherfucker.
I think you saw it. He's like, wherever I'm at, he's loyal to whoever the fuck he's playing for.
That motherfucker is nasty.
He's a dog.
He's a dog.
He's an absolute dog.
I love watching player. Other than him and TJ Watt, every time I get to watch him, I'm like,
I like him more. I like him even more than TJ. I like TJ because he fucking he'll shove a quarterback and shit. Like he's violent.
Like I love the way they try and game plan Max, and he'll just stand up and be like, they're running the ball right here. Yeah. And he just slips in and makes the play.
Yeah.
Like he's so fucking he's like a squid dog.
Well, he's smart too. He's not stupid. He's smart.
Super smart.
He's a student of the game and he plays hard. It's a good example of what you want to play like, how you're supposed to play. But I think Tom Brady's never gonna be a part of something that fucking sucks. That totally sucks.
So look, that's the kicker. So Tom Brady buying into this. If they were to draft Shador, and I know that's blasphemy for Broncos country, but it's the business that's living here. Imagine if like Travis Hunter goes to the Broncos and Shador goes to the Raiders. That would be pretty dope. Shador goes to the Raiders. Tom Brady has his hands all over this. Mark Davis just sits back and he's just the owner, but Tom Brady's actually running shit. Fuck, dog. I mean, Shador wants to be like Tom Brady. That's his guy. So
yeah,
that could actually be a really good fit. That's good.
It would be a good. Well, and you have to think, right? So if you bring a quarterback in, you have to do everything you can to build your team around the quarterback.
Absolutely.
So you have to give him weapons. You got to give him support. You can't have a great quarterback and then have some fucked up, shitty offensive line.
Right, we know this. Colorado's been dealing with this, and they finally figured it out.
It's never going to work. Well, look what happened. Look what happened last year with Shador.
Shador went off last year, but we went.
He was getting
because
fucked
everyone
up
around him on offense, other than the skill players, were not of standard that we would like in Boulder, and they weren't being coached correctly. And look, now the coaching and the players have caught up with each other. The defense is mean. and he's being supported. I've been saying this for fucking the commentators on all the games keep repeating it. But when Shador doesn't have to do fucking everything, he can do anything.
Exactly.
That's what good quarterbacks do.
Yeah.
But I don't give a fuck who you are. Matt Stafford last night was supported. He threw 4 touchdowns.
Dude, he looked good.
I thought they were going to trade
Did you see him get out of that? Did you see him get out of that sack?
He's a fucking stud, dude. He's a slippery motherfucker.
He is, man. He's really good.
The NFL right now is super competitive. I just want the refs to fuck off.
Yeah, the refs.
Can we please just play football and not play ref ball?
Well, just throw the
Leave
flag.
us
Throw the
fuck
flag when
alone.
you're supposed to throw the flag. Like, it's a fucking face mask.
Damn.
And that's it. That changes the game, man. Like, you're talking about a team that's got 1 loss. They got Justin Jefferson and Sam
You
Darnold
can't
playing
go
lights
97
out.
yards. Why can't we we don't get to see them do a
Yeah.
last-minute drive?
Yes, fans want to.
fucking play.
Fans want to see it. That's what
Fuck.
fans want to see. They want to see they don't want to see a game end on a fucking safety.
No, it was so fucking.
Unless it's illegal. If it's illegal safety, great.
And look,
But the crazy thing is, if he would have tackled him and landed on him, they would have called him. But he can rip his fucking face mask,
off.
and the ref's just like, I mean, look at it. It's so bad. I just
Such
can't
a
believe
bad
it.
play. And even Darnold's like, and he's getting yanked by it too. Like, it's not like he's not. Even if it wasn't, it would be a horse collar on the court.
Yeah.
So, all right, look, the NFL is really pissing me off, but whatever. I want my fucking money back. All right, look, that was incredible, bro. Great show. I can't wait till tomorrow night. I know you'll be up there. Just text me when you're on your way up, and we'll make sure to meet up on campus before we split up out the sidelines. Halftime at the 50, fucking arm wrestling.
Let's just fucking go best of 3 takedowns.
I love it. So at the 50, we'll just do a round robin and go. I can't wait. Bailey, good job today. Bree, thank you for all you did to set all this up. Everybody in the comments, sorry we couldn't get at you today, but we will obviously next week. Vickers is in town tomorrow. Just keep hold of social media because I'll be videoing and fucking putting stuff up all day. It'll be a really good time. So, score prediction.
I think it's going to be like a 37-35 game, something like that. You know what I mean? Like
So
something
Cincinnati
30.
37-35.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Obviously.
I'm definitely rooting for the Bearcats.
I'm going to take CU 38-34.
I just want to see a competitive game.
It's going to be awesome.
Like, that's it. Like, I don't want to see a fucking either side. I don't want to see a
No one's going to get blown out.
Yeah, it's going to be a competitive game.
Super
and here's
exciting.
what I think is going to happen. I think the CU is going to go up big early because of the altitude.
Oh shit! Okay.
Because guys underestimate that shit. Like, they don't realize, and
High up there.
and they're above 6,000 up there.
And there's
You know what I
fucking
mean?
dope in the fucking stands.
Yeah.
And
it's just-
always like this third quarter. And, whoa! I could just.
I think they're going to go up by like 10 points early, and it's going to, you know what I mean? But Cincinnati's going to have to rally.
Fucking rally.
So I think it's going to be like a comeback game. They're going
Fucking
to fucking
puke
win.
and rally.
It'll be like it's going to be a good game, man. It's
I
going to
can't
be fucking crazy. So
Well, D.
yeah,
appreciate
thanks,
you,
man.
brother. Fucking so awesome having you back in here. Everybody, enjoy your weekend. Be safe. And yeah, man, go Buffs. Go Bearcats. Bailey, good fucking job.
Yeah.
Be Monday.
Man, Derek Wolf, can't thank him enough for joining. We'll be back on Monday, reacting to Colorado versus Cincinnati. But great show on this fine Friday. We appreciate you all tuning in, and we'll see you Monday. Peace.